Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the next InLeeds session. My name is Mike. I'm careers consultant at Leeds Beckett, and tonight I'm just introducing Katie and Lindsay from ASDA. So they're going to talk about working at ASDA, all the fantastic things that are going on there, and the different routes in for graduates. So I'll hand over to them in just a second, but just to let you know, if you do have any questions, please, we do want to hear your questions for Katie and Lindsay, and you can ask your questions by typing them into the comments section on whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and they'll appear on screen for us, and Katie and Lindsay will be able to answer them. So, yep, with that out of the way, I'll hand over to Katie and Lindsay. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you. So, hi everyone, absolutely delighted so many of you could join us today. My name is Lindsay Holland and I'm the Future Talent Manager at ASDA. So that means I look after youth outreach across schools, colleges and universities. And I also manage our entry-level programmes into the business, which includes our graduate programmes, for example. And I'm also joined today by Katie Forley, who works in my team. Give us a wave, Katie, and you'll hear from Katie shortly. So for the purpose of today's session, we thought we'd use this as an opportunity to bring to life some of the many career opportunities available in retail, and to share with you some of the reasons why we're all so proud to work for ASDA. And I really think it goes without saying, if you're considering living and working in Leeds, then you're really lucky to have the headquarters of such a large retailer and all of the career opportunities that can bring you right on your doorstep. So as Mike said, we should hopefully have time for Q&A at the end. Please do put your questions in the chat. And we promise if we don't have the answers for you today, then we'll certainly go away and find them and communicate back to you via the university teams. So first of all, why ASDA? Well, I think it's worth trying to bust some of the myths about careers in retail. A couple of years ago, we conducted a piece of research, actually. It was a survey with around 2,000 young people aged 18 to 24 to try and understand how they rated the attractiveness of different employers across different sectors. Now, retail as an industry was around middle of the pack, and ASDA came probably lower end of the retailers amongst that. And some of the areas the sector scored poorly in was quite surprising, actually. So we scored quite low on interesting job content, use of latest technologies, and giving back to society. And to be honest, I thought that was just incredible, because I think we've got fascinating jobs. And, as we take you on a journey through ASDA this evening, those are some of the key areas that we're going to try and focus on this evening, to try and bring that to life for you, bring it off the page. So people do think they know food retail, because let's face it, everyone's been into a supermarket. And I'm sure you've all been into one of our stores, even if you're not regular customers, though I hope you are. I think some of the reasons retail isn't viewed as that interesting, or as interesting as some of the big tech, media, financial houses out there, is because people often can't see beyond our bricks and mortar stores. But beyond our all-important customer-facing roles on the shop floor, there are hundreds of teams offering a multitude of different career paths at ASDA, all doing what I think is really, really fascinating work. And in fact, we consider ourselves to be a tech company. We're a fashion company. We're a finance business. We're logisticians. We're also an online business, as well as being a food grocery retail business. We're trading globally day after day. We've got people sourcing products from across the world, financing multi-million-pound deals so our customers can count on getting the best products at the very best prices. We've got teams delivering next generation apps. We're using AI. We have teams working on new data modeling techniques, robotics and automation for our stores and warehouses. And in fact, retail as a sector is pushing a lot of the boundaries in that space. We've also got specialists working across a number of different functions, from food science through to fashion design, a whole team of human resources professionals. We've got a PR team, massive marketing function. We've got our graduates, and a number of whom are working in the strategy team, And those are just a few of the teams who enable our business to operate every day. And in every single one of those teams, we've got opportunities available, and the vast majority of those are in Leeds. And it's how we make life better for our customers. So through better insights, better products, better prices, that makes ASDA a really compelling place to come and develop your career. It's a huge operation. So every week we're serving over 18 million customers, and we play an absolutely vital role in our communities, and never more so than in 2020 and today. And I'm sure we can all agree, the COVID-19 pandemic has completely transformed our lives in the last 12 months, and it's transforming retail too. But it has also raised the profile of our industry, as the government and the general public now have a much, much greater appreciation for food retail and the wider supply chain. So I just wanted to, on that note, touch on some of the things that ASDA have done to respond and support our communities through the pandemic. And this isn't in an effort to try and big ourselves up. It's actually to try and give you an understanding of the sheer scale of the business we operate in, and how all of our teams from across the business have pulled together and worked with the government. We've worked with suppliers, we've worked with other partners to keep our colleagues and customers safe, while also continuing to feed the nation. So I'm not going to read out all of these stats here, but, a couple of things. Just last week, we announced that every single one of our stores is going to be able to nominate a school to receive 10 free laptops. That's going to come along with dongles and data packages. So in total, we'll be distributing at least 7,000 laptops to young people who need them most. And we think that will make a real difference to families everywhere. And in order to do that, again, if we just think about some of the career opportunities, we've got a whole community team who work with our community champions on the ground, but also work with our funding partners. We've got an ASDA Foundation managing trusts to ensure that we can leverage that money and do some really, really great work in our communities. We've also made sure that kids could receive nutritious meals during the school holidays. So the ASDA Foundation launched healthy holiday grants, for example, to support more than 15,000 children who benefited from that programme. Again, just to give you an idea of scale, at the very, very start of the pandemic, and I was parachuted in to support this, as was Katie, in just under 2 weeks, wasn't it, Katie? We recruited 22,000 colleagues, so 22,000 temporary workers, to help us in our stores, because we had vulnerable workers going off. We had people demonstrating symptoms who needed to go off, but actually just in order to keep serving our customers. I mean, that isn't even close to what we would typically do in the run up to our peak recruitment. And that involved teams from across the business really coming together. So I'll leave you to read some of the other stats on there, but hopefully that just kind of brings to life some of the scale of the business that we're operating in. But the work with our communities doesn't just stop and start with the pandemic. So in fact, we do believe we've got a responsibility to help make the world a better place. And that's why a couple of years ago, we launched our Creating Change for Better programme, which focuses on 4 key pillars, which make up that strategy. And they are better lives, better communities, better planet, and better business. So for those of you who, again, are really motivated to make a difference and, very, very passionate about sustainability, then there's some great opportunities and fabulous projects going on right across the business under each of those pillars. So I'll touch on a couple and then I'll hand over to Katie. But in our Better Lives pillar, for example, our Fight Hunger, Create Change programme is a partnership with 2 leading charities where we're donating £20 million over 3 years to help try and tackle the hunger problem. We also recognise our role in helping customers make healthier lifestyle choices. So we're taking steps to cut back the fat, salt and sugar, as well as the calorie content of our products. And again, if you think about some of the career opportunities that sit within that, we've got new product development teams working alongside our food scientists and in consultation with a number of our suppliers. Again, really, really fascinating work. And we're supporting vital research into breast cancer through our Tickled Pink campaign. And better communities, if we think about some of the work going on there, just in the recent months, we've worked with the Royal Voluntary Service. We provided them a £200,000 donation to ensure that volunteers across the country were able to make 100,000 companionship calls to elderly and vulnerable people who are isolating at home during lockdown. I'm just going to hand over to Katie to touch on Better Planet and Better Business.
Yeah, so I've just got a couple of examples for you guys to really demonstrate our commitment to a better planet and a better business. The first of which is actually right on your doorstep. So our Middleton store in Leeds has now been turned into a trial sustainability store. So this is obviously, responding to an increased awareness of climate change, but also for the need to reduce plastic packaging. So we plan on using our test store to really test and learn which elements work and which appeal to our customers. And then we tend to look at how they might be developed at scale and how we can potentially roll them out at pace, ideally over the next year or so. So some of the really exciting things happening at Middleton, we have 15 huge refill stations where we sell over 30 different household staples in a refillable format. So as well as offering our own brand products, we've also partnered with household brands such as PG Tips and Kellogg's and Radox. So customers are able to bring in their own containers and fill up on items that they need kind of every week or so, such as, tea, coffee, rice, pasta and washing powders. We've also introduced around 50 lines which are available loose and unwrapped. So that's obviously massively impacting the amount of plastic packaging we're using. And we're removing plastic wrapping for a lot of popular canned multi-packs such as soups. And that's across brands and our own ASDA brands as well. We're also providing recycling facilities at Middleton, and these are for items which are typically pretty, hard to recycle in your home collection. So these could be things like crisp or biscuit packets, plastic toys, or cosmetic containers and toothpaste tubes. And we offer reverse vending machines, so you can put in your cans and your glass drink bottles and get some money back. And it doesn't just stop kind of within ASDA. We're also doing a lot in George and kind of in our fashion range. So we've got sustainable fashion lines throughout George. And these include clothing made from recycled polyester and coat hangerless denim. We also have a community zone for different pop-ups. So at the moment, we're partnering with the Salvation Army. That's a partnership that's lasting for 3 months at Middleton, where you can do a kind of drop and shop outlet and donate any unwanted clothing. We're also partnering with Pre-Loved. So they're a vintage wholesaler and they sell bespoke vintage clothing from well-known brands. So you can get all of that at the Middleton store. And obviously, this is very exciting, but we don't want it to come at an extra cost for our customers. As Lindsay mentioned, at ASDA, we're all about kind of save money, live better. So we've launched Greener at ASDA price. And that's basically just a recognition from us that, sustainable shopping, it needs to be affordable, it needs to be accessible for all of our customers. And so we're promising that any loose or unwrapped products won't cost more than the wrapped equivalents. And that just means that our customers aren't paying more to have greener options. So that's kind of a massive way that we're contributing to the better planet. But I do have a video of the Middleton store just to kind of bring it to life a little bit. I hope this plays okay. So hopefully, having watched that, you can see there's a lot to be excited about. And definitely, when we're all out of lockdown, go and check out the Middleton store and see what shopping could be like in the future. Another thing that we're doing, so kind of working towards the Better Business Initiative, is all the work that we do in our Stevenage tech store. So similarly to the Middleton store, being used as somewhere where we trial sustainability initiatives, our tech store is somewhere that we test and learn from different innovative solutions. Instead of trialing lots of different things across different stores, we bring everything to do with technology together under one place. And what we're really doing there is kind of a glimpse into what the future could hold in store for retail. So from 3D holograms to electronic shelf edges, the tech that we're testing is designed to make life easier for both our customers and our colleagues, and to create an even better shopping experience. So there's some examples of initiatives we're trialling down at Stevenage at the moment. So the first one on the left is a personalised chocolate card station. We also have a station which makes wine recommendations for you based on, other wines you might like. And there's a digital fragrance pod. So at this pod, you can order from a range of 300 different fragrances, and you can either get it delivered in store or straight home. We also have some great innovations going on in George as well. So you can scan the barcode of an item of clothing and see if there's, different sizes available, or read any customer reviews. But we also have a mirror where you can scan an item of clothing. So you just scan the bar tag and then you'd be able to try it on virtually. So this all kind of gives you a bit of a taste of what retail might look like in the future. But, in implementing them in our tech store and trialing them, we can really see what works for our customers and kind of what's most important to them.
Thanks, Katie. And again, it just goes without saying, I just wanted to call out that we have, graduates working in the tech store. So I've got 2 graduates working on that project. They've been presenting ideas to the board. They've taken around investors, they're seeing some of their ideas come to fruition, and they're helping to really implement and land this stuff. And the same goes for the sustainability store. So it's not that these roles and opportunities are really far removed. We've got graduates right now on the ground who are making a difference day in, day out. And just on that, ASDA wouldn't be ASDA without our fabulous colleagues. So I just wanted to touch on our Proud to Be ASDA awards, because again, I think this gives you a bit of a feel for who we are as a company and just how much we really value the colleagues we work with every day. We've always been extremely proud of our colleagues, but in particular, the way they've supported our customers, communities and each other in 2020 has been incredible. We've heard loads of amazing stories about colleagues who've gone above and beyond to make a real difference to their customers and communities who really needed help the most. And we hold our Proud to Be ASDA awards every year, and it's all about recognising, celebrating, and most importantly, saying a really big thank you. Now, unfortunately, the ceremony couldn't go ahead in 2020, but we received almost 4,000 nominations from colleagues. And what was even better, actually, was that we received an additional 2,000 nominations from our customers. And even though the 2020 ceremony was postponed, every nominated colleague in 2020 received a British Citizen Award. And 8 of our colleagues actually made it onto the Queen's birthday honours list. So it just goes to show what vital roles that they were all doing, and just how, incremental they've been in getting through this. 7 colleagues received the British Empire Medal, and one of our colleagues from the HR shared service team in Morley, they helped us find a way to recruit all those 22,000 colleagues at pace, and they actually received a CBE. So we're really, really honoured that our colleagues have been selected, and it's a real reflection of the incredible work our colleagues do every year, day in, day out. And then I'm just going to talk a little bit about diversity and inclusion, because we're also really, really passionate about creating a truly inclusive culture that enables all of our customers to bring their best and true selves to work every day. So we want an environment where our colleagues feel supported, they're able to reach their full potential, and also where our customers feel they can be themselves too. And I'm sure we don't all need to go into why that's really important, but we believe that, creating a truly inclusive environment not only makes ASDA a better place to work for our existing colleagues, but also supports how the business attracts future talent. And creating an environment where everyone can thrive means we get better ideas, we get greater innovation, we get higher levels of engagement from all of our colleagues. It's just the right thing to do. I mean, absolutely everybody you talk to in ASDA believes that, And we recently held a month of inclusion where we released one video every day of colleagues from across the business who were sharing their own stories and explaining why inclusion was so important to them. So again, the offer's there. If anybody wants to see those videos, I'm sure we can share them through your university teams for you just to look at, at your leisure. And now I'm just going to hand back to Katie to talk through our future talent programs, because I know some of you are ready now or in your future of ASDA. Sorry, Katie.
Okay. Yes, we've already spoken a little bit about kind of what you can expect for the future of ASDA, but we thought it might be interesting for us just to go into a bit more detail. As many of you will have seen in November last year, so November 2020, it was confirmed that ASDA had new owners. So where previously it's been Walmart, we are now owned by the Issa brothers and their partners TDR Capital. So they actually founded the EG Group, which is a leading global convenience and petrol retailer. And ASDA already had a kind of relationship with them anyway, from launching our ASDA on the Move stores at 3 of their petrol stations earlier on in the year. So although Walmart will be retaining an interest in our business, we now have a huge separation project underway, but obviously with this comes many, many opportunities. And our vision, our vision of the future does remain the same, and that's kind of that we're continuing to offer great prices and quality on the right ranges for our customers. But we're also looking at, new and exciting ways to grow. And this includes partnering with other brands and retailers who complement our existing offers and, maximising the space that we have in our stores. So the past year has really accelerated how we're able to respond to changes in customer shopping habits. The prime example would be the huge increase in demand for online groceries. But we've also seen that our customers want the convenience and being able to get everything that they can under one roof. And that's why we're really excited about the partnerships we're developing. And these will really enable our customers to access additional products and services when they do the weekly shop. This is something that's, again, because of the last year, become even more important, when safety is concerned, that customers can just go into a shop once a week and get absolutely everything that they need to do. So as you can see from the examples on the slide, we're partnering with B&Q, Music Magpie, Accessorize, and the toy retailer, The Entertainer. And we're also expanding existing partnerships. So that's with Claire's and Greg's. And we've launched collaboration with Uber Eats as well, where customers can get rapid delivery service to their doorstep in as little as 30 minutes, which is great if you've forgotten to pick up that ice cream. So something that you can also see from the pictures is that we have a vegan aisle, and we are also trialing a vegan butcher. So the vegan aisle was launched in September, and we were the first UK supermarket to dedicate 2 bays entirely to plant-based products. And this is really just, reacting to more and more households choosing to reduce their meat intake or follow a plant-based diet. And so we've launched 100 new lines, all at market-leading prices, just to meet the needs of our customers. And it doesn't stop there. We saw an increase in online searches on ASDA.com. I think the increase was of about 175% year on year for vegan products. So we're now also launching a partnership with a vegan butcher called Velicious, and that's trialling at our Watford store. So again, to kind of bring to life what the future of retail might look, we've got another video for you.
We are moving fast, being bold, and redefining our operating platform. Our strategy will deliver to our customers what matters most to them, offering great value through our discount platform. Our range will become more relevant to our customers' needs. Customers will get the products they want at the best price under one roof. Our ability to innovate faster than our competitors will be key to our future success. Our stores will be compelling destinations with new product and service propositions delivered through partnerships. We will provide convenience for our customers. Order and receive 30 minutes. Collect and return points for parcels. And same-day collection in store. Technology will pave the way forward. Supporting our colleagues and giving our customers a seamless shopping experience from start to finish. Advertising of the future. Digital point of sale screens. The latest in medical technology to keep our customers safe and healthy. And automating price changes with electronic shelf edge labels. Helping our customers to save money and live better. We are bold. We are innovative. We are proud. What will your change be?
Thanks, Katie. So I'm just going to talk a little bit now about future talent at ASDA. So for those of you who have liked what you've seen, and if you are looking for work now, we always have entry-level opportunities available on our website. And I'd really, really encourage you to visit the ASDA.jobs website. There's lots and lots of video content on there from people across the business talking about their roles, what they do on a day-to-day basis, the kind of skills they need to do the job, and how they feel they're making a difference. So I'd really recommend you spend some time on there. But I thought it was worth just talking through what we look for in candidates as well. So not only is it really important that you have the right skill set on your CV, for example, but throughout the recruitment process, we also look for people who can demonstrate the Being ASDA qualities. So I'm just going to talk through each of those. So firstly, it's fairly self-explanatory, but, having a customer mindset. The second is being results orientated. The third is being a team player. The fourth is engaging people. The fifth is being innovative. And the sixth is do the right thing. So the recruitment process could well vary depending on the role you go for, but all of our hiring managers would be looking for you to demonstrate those behaviours no matter which role you go for. And it can also be quite useful to understand how we break the business up. So we're trying to help people understand, what that end-to-end process looks like in retail. So we split it into 4 categories. We talk about our traders, the enablers, the movers, and the sellers. So the kind of roles that sit within the traders could be everything from product design. So we'd have teams of people thinking about, what's the next big thing that people want in their homes from a general merchandise perspective? What are people looking for to decorate their homes or have in the bathrooms? So we've got teams of designers designing in-house, but then also working with suppliers across the world to try and get ahead of those trends. You've then got your teams of buyers who, depending on the product range, again, will be negotiating with suppliers both in the UK and abroad. One of my graduates, she just moved on to a new placement, but she's been our Halloween and events buyer for quite some time, and it's a job you just don't think of. But she's been out to LA, to China, trying to find what's the next really big thing for us in Halloween. We've got another grad in the cake team who she doesn't get to travel so much, but she does spend a lot of time testing cake. And there's some really, really great roles there within the traders. Enablers in our business are the supporting teams who we think enable all of this to happen. So within that, you've got a huge finance function, human resources, legal, property. So again, not many people understand that we've got architects and property lawyers working for us in our business. Huge technology area. And also, sorry, I should have touched on this earlier. I don't want people just to think that the only opportunities local to you are in ASDA House either. We've got ASDA House in the centre of Leeds, but we've also got a shared service centre in Morley with around 700 employees. So a lot of the day-to-day transactional activity is sent to Britannia House in Morley. So we've got call centre teams. We've got data scientists who transact and work with a lot of the data on behalf of our finance function. We've got HR professionals, again, who will deal with a lot of that kind of day-to-day transactional activity. So there's lots and lots of roles that also sit in Morley. If we move on to the movers, this is everything from our ASDA House central supply chain and logistics teams. But we've also got distribution centres in Normanton. So for any of you who are interested in transport planning, warehouse management, logistics, we've got sites up and down the country and lots of opportunities available in that area as well. We've got automated distribution centres, and our central logistics teams will be working on, what's the very, very latest in AI or automation to really transform our operations and stay ahead of the competition. And then our sellers, again, are the all-important customer-facing roles in our stores. We also have, our regional managers, regional people managers, cluster people managers. So whether you're interested in a career in sales and retail, or if you're interested in more of an HR route, then again, the opportunities there are endless. And I don't think many people realise, if you're a store manager for a company like ASDA, you're probably earning as much as your typical GP or solicitor. There's some real earning potential in those roles. You'll be looking after a massive P&L, massive team of people, and it comes with a real level of challenge and responsibility that I don't think everybody quite appreciates. So can we just move on to the next slide, Katie, and talk about so again, from a graduate perspective, if some of you have recently graduated or if you're in your final year, our graduate programme applications open in October for a September 2022 start. And we've got 4 graduate programmes. So the first is buying, but that does cover everything from buying, merchandising and supply chain. We've got a finance graduate programme which is actually 3 years long, but we will also support you to achieve your CIMA qualification. So by the time you roll off a 3-year finance programme in ASDA, you'll also be a member of the Chartered Institute Management of Accounting. We've got a George fashion programme down at our George head office in Lutterworth in Leicestershire. And last year, for the first time, we launched our data science programme, which is massively exciting. And we've got graduates working all across the business on this, and it's growing. So we're looking at a larger intake again this year. All of our graduates will experience at least 2 rotations during their time on the programme, in some cases 3, if not a little bit more, depending on the projects they're working on. But from day one, graduates land in real jobs. So you've got real accountability from day one. And the programme itself is all aimed at developing your business, your personal, your technical skills, and readying you for an accelerated career in ASDA. So it is accelerated. We do push you, we expect the best. We get thousands of applications for this, and it's quite a tough process. But then once you're in, there's a whole network of support around you as well. So I'd like to think you're given the right level of stretch and challenge to succeed. Starting salary is 27,000. I've just said, you know, the next program will start. We've closed for applications for 2021, but we'll open again in October. And the other exciting development this year is that we're accrediting all of our graduate programs with apprenticeships. So I've already mentioned finance, but for our other graduate programs, we've engaged with an organisation called Future Talent to deliver a leadership and management apprenticeship for all of our graduates. And it's a phenomenal programme in partnership with RADA Business, for example. Our graduates are getting to work on scenarios that have been used, I think, alongside MI6 and Google. I mean, there's some fantastic stuff going on in that space to really help everybody develop those softer leadership skills that we're looking for as well. In terms of the process itself, there's a fairly quick and easy application form online. There's then a behavioural, a blended assessment. So we'll ask you some behavioural questions. There's situational judgment questions. And for the candidates that get through that stage, we'd then invite you to a short video interview. And for those successful candidates, there's then assessment centres. So our recruitment window opens in October. We close for applications. Normally in January this year, we've been inundated. We had to close early. But assessment centres typically happen around March, with offers going out that month too. So I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour for the graduate opportunities we have available. And then finally, I just wanted to reassure you that, you know, if you're successful, whether you join us on a graduate programme, whether you join us in a direct entry opportunity, you know, in a direct entry role, we're completely committed to continuous learning in ASDA, because we understand the need to reskill and upskill is only going to accelerate in the coming years. I mean, the pace of change right now is just absolutely phenomenal. Nothing is standing still. You know, I'm sure all of you will probably have 3, 4, if not 5 careers. So we've got programs mapped to each level of the organisation, and this is all aimed at building leaders who can adapt, who can embrace change, who can be more diverse, who can act more inclusively, and also have the skills required to create and execute our strategy going forward. So we've got a great blend of both in-house programs, which provide different ways for colleagues to learn, and that's either through on-demand digital learning. We've got virtual classrooms. We've got more immersive learning experiences now as well, using gamification and virtual reality. And we also provide a huge number of apprenticeships from level 2 right up to MBAs. So again, obviously I'm talking to a big pool of graduates here, but were you to join ASDA, there is also opportunity to go on and do further learning and further qualifications. So I really hope that's brought ASDA to life a little bit more for you all, and you know, that some of you might be tempted to learn more. So I think we're going to finish there, but you know, we've definitely got time to answer some questions if anybody has any. We'll do our best.
Thanks, Katie and Lindsay. That was fantastic. Really informative. I thought there was loads of detail. So much fantastic stuff going on at ASDA. So, you know, thank you for taking the time to do that today. So, yeah, definitely put your questions in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, whatever you're watching us on, and you know, we'll Katie and Lindsay can answer those. But just while those are coming through, I've got a couple of questions. If you wouldn't mind, if you want to answer those, if that's first.
Yeah,
I just thought first off, just in terms of the Middleton store, I think that's a fantastic initiative. I just wondered what the feedback has been from customers as well. Are customers sort of taking to it sort of really well? Is it a success so far? Because it looks fantastic to me.
Absolutely loving it. So we've, you know, obviously because of lockdown, I haven't even managed to get there myself yet, but yeah, we're seeing sound bites, we're getting updates in team meetings and things. The feedback from customers seems to be phenomenal, and people are going out of their way now to go there. So I'm not talking big distances, but people are now wanting to travel to Middleton to do their weekly shop because of all of the fantastic recycling opportunities it presents. There's some really weird and wonderful top sellers as well, aren't there, Katie?
Yeah, there are. I can't remember, but I do remember with it being based in Leeds, I think there was a bit of an outrage that Yorkshire tea wasn't one of the options for a refill. So I think whoever's in charge of tea might be trying to get that sorted. But yeah, there have been some weird and wonderful.
Like Vimto sales have gone absolutely through the roof or something. You can take your refillable bottles, and apparently like they just hadn't forecasted that the sales would shoot up. So there are some lines that are completely outperforming what they've ever done anywhere else, because people are able to go in with reusable containers and things like that. So I think the response from customers has been fantastic. I think we're all just desperate to see more of this roll out now, and that's what we're hearing through social media and things as well.
Brilliant. I think there's a couple of questions coming through from the graduates, so I'll let you take those first or next.
So the application for September 2020. So they'll open this October 2022. Sorry, they'll open this October. So October 2021. Like Lindsay mentioned, usually we'd leave the application window open until kind of first weekend of January. But we do close early if we do see a massive influx of applications like we did this year. But we do have a dedicated future talent web page on our careers website. So definitely go to asda.jobs and you'll be able to see as and when any opportunities come up on there.
I can't see any other questions. Can you, Katie?
Yeah, so we've got it. It's just along the bottom of our screen here.
Sorry.
Can you see? So I'm doing my master's and looking for a part-time job. On which ASDA site can I apply for this?
Okay, so a couple of things here, I guess. If you're looking for a part-time job in store, I mean, all of our opportunities are advertised online. Guys, I'm just going to be really, really honest here. I think every single retail job that goes up, we're seeing, up to 100 applications. I think it's a really tough time out there at the moment where, lots of people in hospitality are no longer able to work, or lots of other people in service industries. There's a lot of competition right now for retail roles. I don't know what you're doing your master's in, but I know there is also recruitment going on in Morley, in our shared service centre, across a number of different areas, and that's on a kind of temporary or part-time or permanent basis. So any vacancies that are available would be on our website. If you shop locally in one of your stores, it would always be worth, having a chat to the store manager or the people manager while you're there and saying you'd be interested. But yeah, there's a lot of competition for store-based roles right now.
Okay, and then we've got Sarah. Great overview, thank you. You're welcome. Are you planning a summer internship program this year?
No, we're not. So, all of our programs and any of our entry-level programs actually come into real-life roles. So in some cases, we get some internship opportunities, but that's normally if a department has a role and they're happy to consider a placement student, in which case we advertise them as such. Our logistics area, I think, are looking to have 3 placements again this year. They typically advertise those in April, but right now there is nothing planned for ASDA House. So the big focus at the moment is on the graduate programme, and also trying to get some additional apprenticeships and things off the ground. So sorry, we do get asked a lot about placements. It's something I do keep trying to do, because I know that they're really popular and it's a great in for you all. But yeah, right now there's no plans for this year.
I think that's all our questions.
I had another couple, if that's okay, just in case any more comes through. But I just wondered what you would both say is the best thing that you think about working for ASDA. What do you think is the best thing?
Oh, I love the people. It's got quite a quirky personality, ASDA, I think. I've worked for another large retailer, and it's so funny, you could be doing pretty much the same thing. Your aim and your goals are the same, but actually the way you do it is so different. I think ASDA has, you always feel challenged. You're working on something different all the time, but it feels very supportive. People come to you wanting to help. And I think that's really important. And I love it. I get loads of energy working from ASDA. You can probably tell. I think we have a great job. We work with great people. What about you, Katie? You've had a really different journey, haven't you? You started 1 week before we went into the first lockdown in March. So you've had quite a different experience, I think.
Yeah, I have. But I think I was just absolutely amazed by the number of development opportunities that there are. I think the fact that, you know, you can get funded for studies up to an MBA is just absolutely incredible. And, you know, that's not just something we say. We do genuinely know and work with colleagues who are working towards their MBAs at the moment. And it just really shows that, you know, as an organisation, they do really value people getting that professional development, you know, and they want everyone to be the best they can be. So I think, yeah, that's probably my thing that I think is the greatest thing about working for ASDA.
If I can just add to that as well, I think what's really nice is that you can genuinely make a difference. I'm not going to say that every day you come to work you're changing the world or transforming retail, but everybody has an opportunity to be heard and have a voice. And one of the things we have, there's millions of pounds worth of funding that sits behind this, is our innovation den. And it doesn't matter where you are in the business. If you've got a good idea, you know, even if you don't really know how to pull something like that together, you can come to the innovation den with a gem of an idea and potentially walk out with millions of pounds worth of funding to bring that to life. And I've had graduates who've successfully done that. And that is brilliant as well, that people listen. I think our senior teams are all very, very accessible, really down to earth, and they want to hear people's ideas. And I think that's really important.
No, it sounds fantastic. That innovation den especially sounds like a fantastic opportunity. One other question I had as well, you just mentioned the recruitment process, the selection process, I should say, for the graduate program. But for the direct entry roles, how does that work? Is there a couple of stages for that, or?
It varies depending on the role you're going for, but typically, yeah, it'd be a couple of interview stages. And you know, I would definitely recommend anybody wanting to join or coming for an interview should take a look at the Be ASDA qualities and just think about what examples they might use to try and bring that to life. You know, in some areas there might be some shorter assessments if you're going into something very specialist, but typically, yeah, it's more of an interview process for direct entry.
Okay.
In department, you currently have staff shortage. I don't think there's any particular team right now that is really short of staff. I think, you know, a lot of our functions right now are thinking about what future skills look like. We're doing a lot of work on that. But in terms of part-time opportunities right now, I don't, other than anything that might be on the careers site, I'm not hearing anybody shouting out really loudly that they're desperate for those. The only area I could think of is Morley, actually. So Britannia House, that, you know, again, to try and bring it to life, you know, they're the teams where if we have vulnerable workers, they're suddenly having to think about how we're paying them, how we're notifying them, how are we communicating with all of our people. So they've got all of that to deal with, as well as a lot of the kind of customer data as well. There's a lot going on in that centre. I'm sure there are opportunities. So we can certainly take that away and find out the best route in.
I think that's sort of coming to. I think that's about the questions that we've had come through. Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, reiterate again, thank you so much for coming through and delivering that session for us. Some fantastic opportunities, lots of really great information about what's going on there. So I'm sure that's we'll have a lot of our students and graduates applying to ASDA and on either the direct entry route or the graduate scheme next year. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.